Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode with iTrack. We are back in the building. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Shout out to all the iTrack fam, man. I appreciate you guys. If this is your first time here, what we like to do is take a look at the most interesting and creepy TikToks and kind of evaluate for ourselves whether these are fact or fiction. If you haven't already, do me a favor and smash that like button for me. Smash that subscribe button if you're not already a part of the iTrack fam. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Demons are real. Watch his head shake at the end. It's not human.
Yeah. My name's Jared. What's your name?
Mighty.
Marty?
Mighty.
What's your last name?
Mighty more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's your date of birth, bud?
Mighty.
You seem mighty. I see that. What's your date of birth?
You're gonna have to ask him when he comes.
Okay. Well, I want to talk to you.
I'm mighty.
I get that, but I'm not asking that right now. I'm asking you, when were you born?
Don't worry about that.
I do. I am worried.
Just see this.
Okay. Can you help me out here?
Call him. He will come.
I don't know who to call.
So you have
Okay.
ask the officers.
I don't know that guy. I want to talk to you, man.
I am mighty. You were talking to me.
Okay. Will you help me out here? Will you tell me which date of birth is?
We don't have birthday.
You don't have birth dates? Okay. Okay. Where do you stay at? Where do you live?
At
That's
the
in 33 on special work.
Subscribe or follow for more.
That guy was definitely possessed. The demon was pretty much jumping out of his body for sure. Let me know what you think about it in the comments though.
Listen, fam. An explorer had just recorded a mermaid and was trying to share it with the world.
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
So listen, Sarah Connor grew up listening to stories about mermaids from her sailor father. But 3 months ago, after her father's death, Sarah received a legacy of 300 pages of a diary. These pages detailed all encounters with mermaids and included a map showing an unknown island in the Pacific Ocean. Equipped and aboard her father's vessel, she embarked on a journey to the island with her dog. After 39 days of travel, she arrived at the island. Without resting, she walked into the depths of the island with her dog. There, she encountered an old, abandoned oceanic research station encircled by a metal fence. So, Sarah jumped over the fence and continued towards the entrance of the station. Suddenly, her dog became anxious and started barking. Sarah, unconcerned, wanted to enter the building. However, the dog was trying to pull her back. She tied her dog to the metal fence and entered the station. It was really dark inside. And she switched on her flashlight. On a nearby wall, she saw a warning: escape before the siren song. Her heart raced with a mix of fear and excitement. As she rushed towards the exit, a haunting melody began to echo through the building. Disoriented, she descended to a lower level, approaching an ocean-facing observation window. There, behind the glass, was a mermaid. This was the final moment captured in the recording on her iPhone.
I'm definitely gonna have to see if that's an actual video or if it's just clickbait, but that's interesting.
No, the chosen didn't always know that they were chosen. Your chosen individuals are the most demonically targeted individuals. Way before they knew they were blessed, favored, and chosen, they thought they were cursed. Because your chosen are the ones who have been through the most hell on this earth. They've seen hell and they've experienced hell.
We are in a society that has been basically frozen in technology for about 100 years now. We are still using fossil fuels for our vehicles. That has been the case since 1908. That's insane. That's absolutely crazy. And all the technology that connects with real people on the ground basically has not moved forward very much. The technology that came out of Roswell has largely been held back from us. And it is getting ready to burst forward now.
We're talking about teleporting an entire spacecraft with people on it. That is another level that's beyond, say, zero point or quantum vacuum or electromagnetogravitics. If you had these other systems, there'd be no energy cost. So the average person, that's why I said yesterday, 99.99999% of the world's population wants to have disclosure even though they don't know about it. They want these technologies even though they've never heard of them. But you know, that's the problem. This is why we have to get the message out. This is why, you know, keep, you know, doing documentaries and educational things, because you have to raise awareness first. And then from there, you can actually make change happen.
So this is something strange that happened in the Dominican Republic just recently. A group of people were praying, and out of nowhere, a group of glowing white creatures started to appear. Notice how these creatures are glowing so bright? Some people are actually claiming that this could be angels, but as they appear, they disappear very quickly, according to the villagers there. Let's watch the video and let me know what you guys think. It seems like there were about 100 of them, so many of them, and everybody was really shocked to see them. Let's watch the video.
Now, I can definitely see that being a thing, and that didn't look like CGI to me. It looked like there was a group of like ghost type things walking. I don't know, can't really too much explain it, but if you know something I don't, definitely let me know in the comments.
Who can explain this?
Things you don't know, things they don't want you to know, things they'll do anything to keep from the public's knowledge. They don't care about you.
When I started researching this about 3 months ago, I never really got too much into the abduction scene, only because just a whole lot of UFO stuff going on. Spending most of my career in law enforcement, I can tell you that through the National Crime Reporting System, which is done by the FBI, every month, every crime that's committed, whether it's stealing somebody's bicycle or committing a murder, is reported by every police department, state, local, federal, in this country. These numbers may sound astounding, but I just checked them before I came here tonight to make sure that they were still up. In 1 year in the United States, there are approximately 250,000 people abducted or missing. In the world, 2.5 to 2.7 million people are abducted or missing. Now, to ease that number back, approximately 95% of these people are found. They are runaway children, which encompasses about 70% of that number. Spousal abuse, the guy that wants to see that the grass is greener on the other side, murder, ransom, and just outright foolishness. 30,000 of that number every year are never found, ever. No man, woman, child. 30,000 is the number that disappear off the face of the earth every year. I went back to 1990. It's a lot of people. A lot of men, women, and children. Some of the abduction cases that I've read are truly unbelievable. At the same time, fascinating. I'm going to talk tonight about one of the cases in Pennsylvania that is probably so strange that every time I read it, I come up with a different answer. My forte in law enforcement was homicide investigation. So I know what I'm reading. In 2002, August 6th to be exact, a gentleman by the name of Todd Cease was abducted. And the headline read, Todd Cease was abducted and murdered by aliens on Montour Ridge in Northumberland County, Pennsylvania. Todd Cease A 39-year-old white male lived at the base of Montour Ridge in Northumberland County. Married, father of two boys. Got dressed one morning early and jumped on his ATV and decided he was going to take a ride up to Montour Ridge to spot early season deer. Told his wife he would be back by noon. Noon came and went. 2 o'clock, his wife notified the police department. Search team was organized immediately. They found his four-wheeler at the top of the ridge. They had cadaver dogs and search dogs, state police, approximately 200 volunteers altogether. They had divers go into the pond on his property, dive the pond, search the bottom of the pond. Pond is located about 25 yards from the house. The only thing they did find was one of Todd Cease's shoes, about 78 feet in the air in a tree. Police questioned, of course, people in the areas, and it's kind of a rural farming community, so it's like, you know, a couple living places where people really have real homes, and there's like 6 farms and a home. And some farmers at a farm 2 miles away from the residence said that they saw what they believed to be a tube-shaped object above the tree line and power line, and a beam projecting down from it and something being lifted up into the craft. They couldn't describe what it was. The search continued throughout the day. They searched 6 square miles of Montour Ridge. All they found was the ATV and Mr. Cease's one boot in a tree. They called it a night, started all over the next morning, and later on in the afternoon, in a thicket of bushes 25 yards away from the house at the pond, somebody sees something white. Now, these people have been marching past this site for almost 2 days, 30-some hours. Nobody has seen anything in that area. But at this time, they see something white. Firemen, of course, start digging into it. It's very heavy brush. They've got to cut into it with axes and power tools. And they finally find Todd Cease. Todd Cease is in his underwear. He is pale white. He's emaciated. Remember, this takes place in August. Had he been out there for the time of death, which the coroner ruled at 36 hours, he would have been bloated beyond belief. There was no livor mortis, no rigor mortis on the body, nothing but a few scratches from the bramble bushes in which he was entangled. 3 feet away from his body was that of a dead rattlesnake, same time of death. Mr. Cease was not bitten by the rattlesnake. The body was described by people at the scene as his hands were up like this, and he had a look of horror on his face. He also had 1.5 inches or 1 centimeter burn mark on his left temple. The body was removed without a coroner on the scene. Pennsylvania law requires that if your head is laying over there and your body is laying over there, I, as a police officer, cannot pronounce you dead. I have to have a coroner. That is law. Nobody can pronounce you dead but a coroner, no matter how many pieces you came in. The body was removed to Fort Indiantown Gap. Nobody from the family was allowed to view the body, and nobody viewed the body even before it was interred.
The only thing that really comes to my mind when I hear that story is abduction. I mean, what else could that have been, especially if it wasn't the rattlesnake? Yeah, you would be left with many different conclusions, just like the guy said. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments.
Scale outbreak of classified, dependent upon which comes first. Civilian and military units shall be trained in containment and combat of classified, including irradiated classified, with possibility of classified airborne, classified flesh-eating, classified and or all of the above in such event as classified spewing, classified escape, are released or otherwise become uncontrollable. Air Force units may also be directed to combat said classified due to their enormous size and otherworldly strengths. Should event occur in urban areas, Jesus.
After he was done reading, he had to call out for Jesus. That's when you know it's bad, because he couldn't even believe it himself.
When you die, you have choices. You don't know this, but you have choices. When you leave your physical body, it is very typical for you to see yourself standing next to your body with either your loved ones or EMTs or whatever the circumstances are. And you see yourself, and then you'll hear a voice, you'll see the tunnel of light, and the voice will be calling you, or you will hear the voice telepathically telling you to come on, come, you know. Now, as you stand there and you're looking at the tunnel of light, you have a choice. You can go up to this tunnel of light where you'll be with other loved ones that have crossed over, usually, all right? And you'll be put into a system where you are essentially caught in a reincarnational cycle, a loop. Or you can turn around, put the tunnel of light behind you, and what you will see is the entire universe. If you choose to go to the universe instead of the tunnel of light, whatever dimension you came from when you came down here to Earth, okay, we'll keep it all present time and place. Earth, whether it was 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th density, whatever it was. If you choose the universe and you say to yourself, I wish to go home, you will return to that dimension from which you came. So if it's 5, 6, 7, or 8, you will leave here and you will go back to that dimension, where I am told you'll be reunited with your soul group. Because we're multidimensional, we're in many places at once. I've never shared this information before.
I personally wish he would just share how he even got that information. You know, where did you get it from and how did you arrive to that conclusion? That's what I want to know.
Shut. Man, it's looking like they done found the footage of Chris Tucker and what Cat Williams was talking about on the Club Shay Shay interview. If you don't know what I'm talking about, remember what Cat Williams said about Chris Tucker on the Club Shay Shay interview. If not, I got the clip for you guys. Let's check it out right here. Here's the video.
Chris Tucker didn't want to be the poster child for smoking weed. He don't smoke weed like that.
Right.
He in the church. He Michael Jackson's best friend. Christmas. Michael Jackson called him Christmas. You ever met a man that gave you a little nickname like that?
No.
Me neither. Must be the greatest. We miss John Witherspoon in a way that can't really be quantified, if I'm being honest with you. And the Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so as we can see in the video, Cat Williams, he threw a little shade at Chris Tucker and the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, right? So the internet, they found the footage of Chris Tucker admitting that, you know, he was partying with Jeffrey Epstein. Here's the first clip, and then I have another clip for you guys as well. Let's check out this first clip, Chris Tucker talking about it on his stand-up special. Here's the video.
Michael was so cool, man. Michael changed my name. I ain't even say nothing. He started calling me Christmas and shit. First, I didn't know who he was talking about. I didn't know who he was talking to. He was like, hey, Christmas. Michael talking to? I'm talking to you, Chris. I'm talking to you. Your name sounds like Christmas.
And so that's the first clip. And then the second clip is pretty much going to confirm what Chris Tucker was talking about on his stand-up special. Let's check out Chris Tucker talking about it again. Here's a clip right here.
You knew Jeffrey Epstein, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, looks like Cat Williams strikes again. Nothing but truths, man. You can't deny it. So when he speaks, I guarantee you people's ears are ready to listen.
Hey, excuse me, sir?
Hello.
Hi, we're just asking New Yorkers, what do you do for a living?
I work at a slaughterhouse.
What?
Slaughterhouse. I work the air gun.
Oh.
So when an animal is no more, you take an air gun with a 6-inch rod and it's right inside your head.
Oh. What's your favorite part of your job?
Watching the light be released from a living creature.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
What are you doing? You want to come in?
On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being not so bad, and 10 being absolutely creepy. Let me know what you think about that whole interaction. Because for me, it probably was about 11, 12. Creepy.
This is a critical moment for people because I think people don't realize how powerful they really are. In this realm, in the quantum realm, there's no separation. There's nothing physical. There's nothing material. There's no matter. That's all taking place in three-dimensional reality. It's all energy. It's all frequency. It's all vibration. It's all information. It's all consciousness. It's all thought. That is that invisible field of energy.
Yes.
So, okay, that invisible field of energy, Einstein said, the field is the sole governing agency of the particle. He didn't say the particle controls the particle. He said the field controls the particle. So if I can change information in the field, I should be able to affect the particle matter. So it turns out the atom is 99.99999% energy, information. There's nothing physical or material there, 0.00001 material, when the probability of us seeing the truth of reality is 0.
Wow.
And we are only seeing a small spectrum of frequency, the rainbow, visible light, bouncing off the most stable form of energy called matter, giving us this hologram, this illusion of separation. So if there was a way to create from the field, instead of from matter, and move closer to source, and create from a place of wholeness and less from separation, I'd have to be able to get to the field. So then, if where you place your attention is where you place your energy, and you develop the ability to take all of your attention off your body, all of your attention off all the people in your life, all the objects and things, your cell phone, your car, your house, whatever, all the relationships, all the people, all the places you need to go, the place you're sitting, the place you grew up, the place you sleep, the place you work, and nothing about the predictable future or the familiar past, and settle into the present moment. You would go from a somebody to a nobody, from a someone to a no one, from something to nothing, from somewhere to nowhere, from some time to no time. That is the moment you're pure consciousness. You would be disinvesting all of your attention, all of your energy out of this three-dimensional reality, out of the known, and placing it on the unknown. Now, let's demystify the process. Take away everything physical and material in the universe. Take away the Earth, take away the moon, take away all the planets, all the moons from the planets, take away the sun, the light from the sun, the stars, all the light from the stars, the galaxies, take everything away. Wipe everything out, physical and material. What are you left with? Nothing. Turns out that nothing is filled with a lot of frequency and energy, and I don't know how to explain nothing to a materialist, but when you can linger in that place without a name, without a face, without a body weight, without a diet, without a disease, without a profession, without an identity in any way, without a past, and you can linger as pure consciousness, something really profound happens to the brain. Different compartments of the brain that have been modulated or compartmentalized or subdivided because of the stress hormones. You know, shift your attention from one person to another problem to another thing. That habituation fragments the brain. The brain becomes a house divided against itself, and you narrow your focus, you over-focus, you become obsessive about something. That's what we do in stress. It turns out if you open your awareness to nothing, the brain starts getting highly organized. Different compartments of the brain that were modulated start unifying. The brain starts firing in this more holistic state, and the whole entire brain is resonating at the same frequency. Now, you get that brain going for that period of time like that, waves that are coherent start interfering with each other, and when they do, they create bigger amplitudes. The higher amplitude, the higher the energy in the brain. So now you have resonance in the brain, and the brain starts getting very mathematical, very organized, right? So that brain that's coherent, the entire brain is functioning as one neurological network. The two hemispheres are coming together, and there's this kind of psychic union called wholeness. Now that state of coherence, in moving out of the beta brainwave states into a slower brainwave state, produces electrical signals. And that electrical signal is the intention. That's the more clear your intention is, the more coherent the brain is, the stronger the signal. Okay, so if you decided to create from the field instead of from matter, and you were just pure consciousness, and I asked you to send the signal out from a coherent brain, and whatever that thing is that you wanted, we trained you how to do that, then you would be shimmering the entire vacuum, that entire void. You are that. You're not you any longer. You're the source, right? So if you're the source and you're sending the signal out, then you're touching the consciousness of everybody, of everyone, of everything, of everywhere, of every time. The entire field is becoming electric because of your intention. If you're source, why would you go anywhere to get anything? And so consciousness is coherent brain, and then the energy of the heart is love, and pure love is source. So if I ask you to fall in love with that future, and I ask you to draw the future to you with the magnetic field of the heart produces a magnetic field up to 3 meters wide. That's studied. So now, love is the glue that holds the atom together. Okay, if I get a coherent heart, the more coherent my heart is, the more energy in my heart, the more I can draw my future to me. So you send the signal out, you draw the experience to you, and now you don't go anywhere to get anything. When there's vibrational match between your energy and some potential in the quantum field, that when there's a match, you start seeing those synchronicities. You synchronize your energy to that possibility. And so you start seeing the coincidences and the synchronicities and the opportunities. I'm not talking about a parking space. This is a critical moment for people, because I think people don't realize how powerful they really are. When that event happens in their life, they will look back at every single betrayer, everything that happened in their past, and they won't care any longer. That's the moment their past no longer exists, because they're proving to themselves what they innately already know that they may have forgotten.
Which is
and
why?
That is the creator of their life.
I kind of feel like there were some gems being dropped there. I definitely feel like there were some gems being dropped there. So definitely run that back if you didn't catch any.
I'm retiring after 23 years, and my job was to monitor and analyze the conflict of 3 extraterrestrial biological entity civilizations that have been terraforming and manipulating genetic material on this planet for at least 270 million years. And then over the next 7 hours, he broke down tall blondes, reptilian humanoids, and the grays. He said the grays were largely artificial intelligence. A lot was unknown about the progenitor of the grays. The blondes were in many, many solar systems in the Milky Way galaxy. That the reptilians were here first. And that the reptilians claim Earth as their own. But the blondes want to be able to do laboratory experiments on Earth as well, and so do the grays. 3-way conflict. The blondes have been trying to annihilate the reptilians. The reptilians have been trying to annihilate the blondes. The grays have sometimes taken sides, other times they do their own independent thing. But he said, what we have come to learn is why I wanted to do this meeting with you. Because I got a call that said you have to get Linda Moulton Howe's new book. She has a 106-page chapter about the resurrection technology that we have never wanted anyone to know anything about, that on any discovery of this ever. And I said, well, my sources are the people in the human abduction syndrome. He said, I realize we underestimate what the non-humans are doing with people. And then he talked to me about how the reptilians and the blondes fight. He said, the blondes make reptilian containers, and they have the ability to put their consciousness and their life force into the reptilian container. The reptilians began to catch on to what the blondes were doing, and they started making blonde containers and putting their reptilian consciousness. And then the grays saw what the blondes and the reptilians were doing, and the grays created blondes and reptilians that they would move into And he said, Linda, you cannot tell the players on this planet without very sophisticated technology. He said over time, in the analysis that he did, that the biggest fight seemed to be over territory. And the biggest fight seemed to be over what to do or not to do with one of the latest genetic experiments, Homo sapiens sapiens. And all three of those extraterrestrial groups want to do laboratory experiments here. They want the other two to go away. And he said to me, what I think and why I'm talking to you and why I sought you out. I frankly think that if the whole world knew the whole truth that I'm talking to you today, it would probably create a dent in the ability of those three extraterrestrial civilizations to manipulate humans.
At first, I thought she was just trying to sell a book, and then I realized she was trying to spill tea on what's going on behind the scenes. So definitely keep your head on a swivel, because I'm going to see if there's anything else, if there are any more clips of what else she's about to say. Well, you guys, hey, that's another one in the books. I appreciate you guys for stopping by yet again and watching another one with me. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Smash that subscribe button if you're not already part of the iTrack fam. And I will definitely catch you on the next one.